30s, we have to have some advice to give. Let's get into all the juicy and dirty gossip. And the rest, well, we'll just figure it out along the way.
Welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos. I'm Kyra, and today we're getting into all of the thoughts that I have been carrying around all week. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It is hot in San Diego, and your girl is struggling. I have been so grateful to be busy at work because then I can be in air condition for the day because it is hot in this apartment. But that is okay. I will take the warm, sunny summer days. And with that being said, let's just jump right on in. Like I said, am very grateful to be busy at work. And with that being said, I haven't really had a lot of downtime. I did have all of Sunday to kind of recoup, and that was really, really great. I also, something like my work schedule got weird on Friday, and so I was actually able to have an impromptu little breakfast date with my friend, which was nice. She had just enough of a long break. I had a break, and she works like not too far from me, so we met for breakfast, which was nice. And then also this week at work, we had a little baby shower for one of my coworkers. And it got me thinking that, like, I've been doing hair for almost 20 years, and this is the first baby that I'm experiencing. In all of my years, I've never worked with someone who, like, was pregnant and like had the baby, and I was like watching the baby grow up and hearing stories like in an industry dominated by women. I really have never had that. So I'm so excited. She looks perfect. This baby found its way to its parents, and I say it because they are psychos and they're not finding out what the gender is. And a shout out to all those people, because that is a different type of strength. I don't got it in me. I'm too much of a control freak and a planner. Like, no, I want to know. But anyways, I say that to say it was so cute, and we did like a little barbecue thing, and we all left like a message for her. I made like a little video, and I just cannot wait to meet this baby. Oh, they're going to be so cute, and I just can't wait to see her hold her baby for the first time, because it has been a journey getting here for her. And there is nothing more gratifying, I think, than seeing someone have like their dream come true of becoming a mom. And so I'm super, super excited for her for that. And then also, in exciting news, we got a skim store at the mall right near me. And, truthfully, I do like Skims, but I have stopped purchasing it because I don't really love the family that much anymore. But she did just drop a new Skims Nike collab, and I love it. So I am going to have another little friend date today and go to the new Skims store at Fashion Valley, and hopefully they have some stuff left from the new launch, because the store just opened on Friday and she just dropped the new line on Friday. So I'm really hoping that they still have things, because this is the first time that I like really love a collab. And this is why I honestly really don't like Skims, because I hate when brands try to say that they are size inclusive. And it's like, I don't care if you're making sizes up to a 75X. If you don't make clothes for people that have larger sizes, it doesn't matter how many sizes your clothes come in. You know what I mean? Like, you're making skin tight clothes that are not made for my body. It doesn't matter if you make them in my size, it's not for my body. And so I feel like this is the first collab that I'm like, oh my God, this is like a wearable line. Like, she has stuff that I actually could wear. And so that's why I am excited about this line as well. And the color scheme, like they have this like really, really good blue, which coincidentally is the SMU blue. So that works out well for me. And yeah, I'm just excited to go check it out. Um, Other than that, I mean, I didn't really have anything going on this week. Although I did go get my nails done on Friday, and it's my nail salon is pretty close to Balboa Park, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for a walk in Balboa Park after, which I don't really ever do because it's one of those things like you take it for granted, it's right there, so you never think to go to it. But it was so nice. And the weather, like I will say, I am complaining about how hot our days are, but our nights are cool, which is very like forgiving, thank goodness for my sleeping arrangement and or my sleeping situation, I should say. But it was like like perfect weather, sun was setting, and I just loved it. It was so nice. Balboa Park is beautiful. So this is your reminder: if you live in San Diego and don't take advantage of it, you need to. It's so pretty in there. Um, and then news for the week. We had some marriages, we had some breakups, all of the things. First, Frank Catania Jr. gets married. So Dolores' son from Real Housewives of New Jersey and Real Housewives of Rhode Island, her son got married in Portugal this weekend, and it looked beautiful. Oh my gosh, he looked handsome. His wife looked beyond gorgeous. Dolores looked gorgeous. Everyone, it looked like a really, really, really happy event. So congratulations to Frank Catania Jr. Not so much congratulations for Nick and Olandria from Love Island USA from last season. And, the whole thing about this is that it has largely been speculated from the beginning that they were not really in a relationship. This was more of like a PR relationship, which I don't know where I fall on it. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I think it was a PR relationship because you didn't really ever see them together. I mean, they were at like events and stuff, but that seemed like because they had to be at the events. So I mean, can't really say that we're surprised about this breakup. And then Taylor and Clark, also from last season, have allegedly broken up. And so Taylor's family is deep rooted in Oklahoma. They have a huge ranch. And Clark was living in North Carolina, but wanting to kind of pursue some opportunities in LA. And so I guess it had been a point of contention of like where they would end up and how they would end up being together because she did not want to be in Oklahoma, which can't really say blame her. He did not want to leave Oklahoma, nor maybe he couldn't because of responsibilities. I'm not sure, but it has seemingly come to an end for them. That one I am a little sad about just because I love love and they really seemed to be in love. But, I know that long distance can't last forever. I'm very, very keenly aware of that and that it does take a toll on the relationship. And so I get it, but hopefully absence will make them come back together and realize and figure out what they can do to be together. But if it's meant to be, it will be. And then other couple news, or maybe not couple news, but hopefully couple news. Ciara and Shaboozey on the Tonight Show. So Ciara from Summer House, our queen, Ciara Miller, she was in his most recent music video. And so that had kind of like sparked little like romance rumors, but that was also, I think, people wanted it to be a thing because she deserves, the most love. And that it kind of just like, went away. But then she showed up on the Tonight Show with him and it looked like real chemistry to me. I mean, I've seen all of the clips and that doesn't look like someone who's just pretending for the music video. So hopefully we see them together because I don't know, the way that they were both looking at each other, that love felt real and it felt like it was really present. So we just hope nothing but the best for her. And I will keep my ear to the ground and see what the streets are saying. And let's just, fingers crossed, they are a thing and that he treats her exactly how she deserves to be treated, which is given the world. Um, and then speaking of the world, Jaylen Brown, who was formerly the franchise player for the Boston Celtics, now plays, he just got traded. He's going to be playing for the 76ers this year. He went skydiving in Egypt, and it's so funny because I had watched the video in the morning, and then my friend had sent it to one of the group chats later on and saying the same thing that I was thinking when I had originally watched it. Like, when you are a professional athlete, things like that are like you're not allowed to do like daredevil-esque things. And so maybe he took his window of opportunity before like ending his relationship with one team before he starts playing for another. Like he's gonna get in his exhibition things, but you can't do that because you're under your contract. Like you cannot do anything that would like cause bodily injury. um but that being said, aside from the contract side of it all, how freaking cool. I mean, you guys know, if you've been listening from the beginning, how I feel about the pyramids. I love the pyramids. I cannot wait to be able to experience them in real life one day. But like, I've been skydiving before, so like skydiving is a once in a lifetime experience in general, but let alone like you're skydiving in Egypt over the pyramids. Like that is the sickest thing ever. I just like, what a sight. I mean, and so like to watch it and his POV was so cool. And I can't imagine like experiencing that in real time. Like must have been breathtaking. So, and yeah, again, like it was on video, so obviously there's evidence of it. I don't know what his agent and everyone is gonna say, but I mean, obviously he survived and he's fine. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be like a fine or a slap on the wrist or something. But shout out to him for getting it done, and that had to have been a bucket list item. So congrats, Jaylen Brown. And then what I would call the most cringy news of all, Jax Taylor back in our mouths again, speaking of him, because he did yet again another losery thing. I mean, which very much tracks for him. But remember a couple weeks ago, I reported that he is now dating his former publicist. Well, Brittany, his ex-wife, was on a podcast this week, and he had posted a photo like sitting in a pool with all of this like smart water around him. And I don't know if the caption was alleging that he was sponsored by them or that this was a sponsored ad or whatever. But Brittany is on this podcast talking about it because she, I guess, like saw it that day, and she was like, yeah, Smartwater reached out to me and said that they have no affiliation with him. This was not a paid ad. This was not a sponsored ad. This was like a clickbait type of thing. This was fake. Like, no, this has nothing to do with us. And I just thought to myself, like, just when I think you cannot become more of a loser, like your current girlfriend is your old PR person, so she knows the ins and the outs of how this industry works. And she didn't think that you were going to get caught, or like what, this was her brilliant idea, which if it was, then it gets me thinking like, Brittany, I mean, for numerous amounts of reasons I could tell you why your marriage failed, but if you're not even hiring the right people to spin things for you, that's also a bad sign. So like, your great PR person is telling her boyfriend, let's just like maybe like do this like fake little setup and it'll allude to like a brand deal, and maybe that will spark something and maybe they'll want to work with you. Like, what a loser. Like, loser of the week, loser behavior. Come on. And like, Jax, too many people know you. So, like, if you're lying, you're always going to get caught. And I don't think he has realized this part of his life yet, which is why he keeps doing such idiotic things. But it's like, my guy, for good or for bad, you are in the spotlight and people know you. So, like, you can't pull one over on people. And it's just crazy. Crazy, whatever. So, that's the Jax news for the Jax loser news for today. But again, in Vanderpump adjacent news, there was a new show released on Hulu this week called House of Stassi. And if you guys are Bravo watchers, you obviously know who she is. She is the OG on Vanderpump Rules. She has been on Vanderpump Villa as just like I don't know, like a monitor, like a head of house. I don't know. Like, she just like comes with her family on vacations and kind of is like in the mix of all of the people. Um, okay. So I was very grateful to have Sunday to to dive in to this show. I didn't really know what to expect, but boy, do I have thoughts. So I put myself out here all of the time, every single week and online. I am putting myself out there. I'm putting my life out there, but it is still a controlled environment. And I say that to say I would never do reality TV. Like, that is just not for me. And I have said it before. I said that, like the only shows that I would do would be like the challenge in terms of reality show. But like someone like following me all of the time, mm-mm. Nope, 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 nope. Don't want it. Don't need it. Never works well for people. And it was so funny because I was like, me and my friend were talking yesterday and I was like telling him about the show. And he was like, oh, yeah, no. Like, if you want to follow me, like work life, cool. When I go home, cameras off. And I was like, exactly. Like, it's already hard enough living life with people's opinions. In the sense of like, if you're at that scale, like, I don't truly care what people say to me, but I don't need a show portraying a specific narrative. And then people weighing in on my home life, my relationship, my friendships, like, oh no, 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 no. And so I say that because Stassi has created this show and she keeps talking about how she wants to include everyone in her life. So her closest people in her life, and she wants that, to like bring them up, which like that's really cool in the sense of like, if you have someone who's, at a certain level, like, yeah, you want to put your people on and like put them into winning positions. Like, that part I understand. I just would not do it in this way. Like, I'd rather you work on the brand deal side of things than like following with cameras, because what a dynamic. There are a lot of examples of how you could say that her husband is not happy in their relationship. And I'm sure that there are parts of him that are not happy. I mean, he states those very obviously throughout the show. However, I do feel that he is one of those types of men who kind of likes to be bossed around and likes to make his wife a princess, which I know these are like, yes, that's a good thing to put your wife on a pedestal and give her princess treatment, of course. But just in like, this is like a very different way. Like, I don't know. I don't like that dynamic in relationships, but it works for people. I, I wish that she would really listen to him, which was kind of like the point of everything, is he's like, you're just like not listening to me. And so she's, saying, I'm really busy. I'm the breadwinner. I have so much going on. Like, I need you at home with the kids. I need you to be available to kind of be mom and dad and husband and friend and which to a degree, of course, because if the roles were reversed and he was the breadwinner, it would be expected of her. And I am not blind to that. However, if your partner is coming to you and saying, I'm not fulfilled. I don't feel good about myself. I'm not happy. I've lost my spark, like all of the things. And I know what can get it back. I know that I really loved this and I was thriving doing this. So, like, I just feel like I need to get myself back there. And I just think that she is a very selfish person. She has always been a selfish person. I mean, she is iconic for TV. She is reality TV gold, not taking any of that away from her, but she is a very, very selfish person, and it's clear in this show that not much has changed in that department. And I just, like, she's just like, well, I don't care what you want. I make the money. I make the money, so sorry, like, I don't care. And then fast forward to the end of the show, spoiler alert if you haven't finished. Um, she says, she candidly and vulnerably says that her kids are really tough and it's really hard for her to be around them all of the time. Which I am not a parent and I am not mom shaming her whatsoever, because I do know that that is real. I do know that that is a thing. Um, and I again, like, I cannot relate in terms of like personally, but I have heard that before. I know that she's not alone in that feeling, and parenting is hard and you don't have a choice. If you have hard kids, you have hard kids. It's not like you can give them back. um so yeah, the marriage relationship on that show, tough. And then we get into her sister. I texted my friends because I got home. I had to do a client in Orange County on Saturday, and so I didn't get home until later, but I needed like time to unwind. And so I had started it. And I am not a stay up late type of person, but I think I was up until almost 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, like watching this show. That's how I was able to finish it over the weekend. Um, because I was just sucked in disbelief, like watching, like, oh my God, like, you guys are filming all of this. Okay. Her sister is diabolical. Like, her sister, and she's very into art. And I say that because I feel like sometimes artists have this persona. Like, when you are an artsy person, like, you are kind of just like fly by the seat of your pants and like not mature, but like independent, I guess. Like, it's kind of just like you pick up money here, you pick up money there, starving artist, like, there's, that's a thing. And her sister very much, very much, very much gives off that energy, but also too that she is incredibly jealous of Stassi. And I will say, I do feel like Stassi, where I absolutely do think that she is selfish. I think that she has come a long way in how she interacts with her family dynamic. So her sister is going around to anyone who can listen and saying, I'm not the nanny. I'm not here to watch her kids. I'm not this. I'm not that. Like, I'm not the cook. And it's just like, you don't have a job. You don't have a place to live. Your sister is funding your life and your bills. I think that the very least you could do is wake up an hour early and help her out with her kids. I mean, I just think to myself, free room and board in Los Angeles, like in a beautiful home. I could get up and watch the kids for you for a little bit. I could make dinner on your dime that I'm not buying the food for. And I get an opportunity to be with my niece and nephew and like create a relationship with them. All things that seem good. Um, and so her sister, like, amongst other things, is like going around and like just like trash talking her. And we have her husband's sister and her sister living together, which is also a whole other dynamic. And her, Stassi finds out that her sister is talking about her And so she confronts her and she's just like, oh, and the nanny has also told her too that her sister has been talking about her. And so she confronts her and she's just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? And her sister tries to flip the script and is like, well, I'm not a babysitter. And like, or like, I don't mind. Like, it's okay. Like, I understand that I have to do these things. Like, totally just like brushes over all the shit talking that she's been doing and then starts to get irritated because their sister dynamic. And then she was like, what can you do for me anyway? It's like, girl, you're here because of me. What do you mean, what can I do for you? If you don't think that I can do anything for you, then by all means, go. And Stassi's like, I just paid 2,000. I just gave you $2,000 over the last 3 days for you to like live life and do things. So what do you mean I can't do anything for you? She's like, the reason you're breathing is because of me. And I don't want to like go into too much detail about it because it is one of those shows that you just have to watch to see everything break down, because then we have Katie making her return, Christina Kelly and Katie kind of have it out. I love Taylor. Taylor and Teddy. Taylor actually was on Road Rules like way, way, way back in the day, the original Real World Road Rules Challenge. And I've seen her, on other people's podcasts, and I've followed her kind of through over the years. She's another one who's dire for fame for sure. So that will be an interesting dynamic between her and her wife once this baby comes. Bo and his friend are going through something. So that's also an interesting little journey of friendship. But yeah, I just like, this is reality TV gold. I just I just can't believe anyone would still want to sign up for reality television these days. Um and like, I don't know, her referencing being Kris Jenner, wanting to be Kris Jenner, that she is the Kris Jenner. It was a little too much for me. And this is from someone who used to love the Kardashians. It was just a bit much. I don't know if I love the way that the show is filmed, like how the, like breaking of the fourth wall happens often. And I don't know. I don't know. Some of the dynamics I really, really like. Some of it I don't. I do think that she is very, very, very big headed. I do think that she, again, oh, she is very successful, but it comes off as a little much sometimes. And you know what? Another part that I wanted to touch upon was, throughout the show, she keeps referencing how horrible it was for her to when she got canceled in 2020 and got fired from Vanderpump Rules. And I was texting my friends and I'm like, I don't remember it being that traumatic for her, because she wasn't really like a focal point on Vanderpump at that point. She was already doing her podcast. She was already writing a book. She had already done a podcast tour. So like, Vanderpump wasn't even really like her thing anymore when she got canceled. Now, with getting canceled from the show, she did end up like, something had happened with her podcast, but it was essentially like she just took a break from the public eye for a little while. But it wasn't as if she was like hurting or like never given another opportunity again. So that part, where that narrative where she was just like, this was the worst time in my life, this was the hardest time in my life, I'm like, you just still had so many other things going on. I guess I just didn't realize this was so big for you. And then she's had so many more opportunities since then. So I think, yeah, maybe in that first 6 months was maybe rough, or like, you didn't know what was going to happen for your future. But other than that, like, I don't remember it like halting her life by any means. And so to be talking about it 6 years later, I'm like, we're still on that? Like, that's still bad, you know? That part to me, I was just like, okay, whatever. It is a great reality show to watch, and there obviously for sure is going to be a season 2 of this. So I mean, congratulations to her on being a producer of her own show and having, getting her own show, wanting to be, like Kris Jenner, whether I agree with it or not. Like, you're still doing things, you're still making it happen. So I will always respect anyone who manifests and put things out there and watches them come to fruition. So congrats, Stassi Schroeder, on getting House of Stassi on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, you definitely need to. It is you know, it is an easy watch, and it is very entertaining. And then really quickly to wrap up the episode, I know this has been just gossip and reality TV today, but the In the City reunion is happening right now, so I just wanted to talk about it while it's going on. Um, Amanda, okay, so during the season, um, Danielle with is bringing her new boyfriend around, who allegedly isn't even officially divorced yet, and everyone has something to say about it, which the irony, because Amanda was the one who seemingly had the most to say about it. Meanwhile, you're doing the exact same thing by being with West and still married to Kyle, whatever. So during the reunion, Andy brings this up, and Amanda is the most apologetic I think I've ever seen her about anything. And she is looking at Danielle and facing Danielle and saying, I am so sorry about this. I should not have said what I said. It was horrible of me. I don't feel that way. I didn't have a reason to be saying that. That wasn't my place. Like, just going on and on about how apologetic she is and remorseful. And Andy clocks her, and he's just like, it's not lost on me that you're over here giving this heartfelt apology to Danielle, who, yes, deserves to get an apology from you, but you were much, much, much closer with Ciara and directly did something to Ciara, and you couldn't find your words for her. You couldn't care less. And she was just like, well, I did try to reach out to her and I did write a text, but then I had been informed that I had been blocked. And so there was no point in trying to send the text because she would have never got it. Girl, what? If I was in that situation, I would take someone else's phone and I would text her my apology. I would create another Instagram account with another email and reach out to her. Like, there are so many different ways in which, if you are truly apologetic to someone, you will find a way for them to receive that apology. So miss me with I found out I was blocked, so I couldn't send the text. Go to her house, send her a letter in the mail. Like, what? Like, bye, Amanda. Like, I just can't stand her at all. I don't like to use the word hate. I hate her. Get her off my screen. And then I say that to say, because I don't understand Kyle's soft spot for her. I mean, he's talking about how he's still paying her health insurance. Boy, what? You left our apartment a goddamn mess every single day of our life. You cheated on me. You're with your best friend's ex-boyfriend. You're with my friend, and I'm paying your health insurance? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand his loyalty to her. Get her off your plan. They're walking away with, they're just each walking away with their things. Get a divorce from this girl. Who cares how she feels? She made her bed. Let her lie in it. I just don't understand. What am I missing? Is there that much guilt? Like, obviously, yes, he wasn't the best husband. We've talked about that, but she certainly was not the best wife. So, what is this? Like, do you feel that much guilt inside or did you do that much that we don't know about that you just feel indebted to making her life easy for whatever reason? I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Um, Overall, I thought that the city was okay, but I think it was just overshadowed by all of the Kyle, Amanda, West Sierra crossover stuff. Um, cool if they get a second season. Cool if they don't get a second season. Doesn't really make a difference to me. Um, but yeah, I think that they only did a 2-part reunion, so I think that that is it for them. Yeah, it was just like whatever. But I do, again, I like the dynamic, same as like House of Stassi, where everyone is in my age group. So it's a lot more relatable conversations. So for that, I do like it. But I don't know. I guess I do need to see a second season outside of the current drama because that was just like exhausting to carry on and carry on and carry on. So that's all my thoughts on that. That's what I wanted to get off my chest. Again, I am sorry that this was like a very heavy reality focused episode. I just could not get over House of Stassi, and I had so much to talk about with it, and I still have so many thoughts, but I won't continue to bore you guys, or especially if you haven't watched it yet. This coming week, again, super busy. I'm going to try to get to the beach because it is really nice weather. My dad's coming in a couple of weeks, so that's exciting. Shout out to the SMU football team. They start camp this week and then they go right into season. They're going to have one hell of a season, so let's all put it out there. SMU is going to win the conference championship. That is all I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. All the information can be found in the description below. If you're not, make sure that you're subscribed. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm Kyra, and this is your reminder that having it mostly together still counts. See you next week. Bye.